live the untying spirit of Comrade Khalid Mohammed, long live! Long live the untying spirit of Comrade Khalid Mohammed, long live! Long live!
Now, we're going to have Comrade Bob. Now, Comrade Bob, since you owe us, normally as Africans, if you owe someone something, they say you bring a bottle of brandy or whiskey, just to say, I admit, I apologize. But we will today forgive you. You don't have to be forgiven. Okay, all right. Without much ado, over to you, Comrade Bob.
You do not forgive before you get your reparations.
That's right, yeah.
True.
And then you do not forget. I used to be the treasurer of the All African People's Party and the Black Panther Party, and we purged you over 13 cents a day. So I understand the importance of poor organizations, self-sufficiency and self-reliance. So I came to apologize. It's been a very rough 9 years since I've been here, very rough for us. But that is no excuse. That is no excuse. If you love an organization, then you must do what you must do for that organization. And paying dues and a bottle of rum, no problem with that. And a cow.
The cow, yes.
I didn't come to speak. I don't think that you come home after a long absence and then you speak. I think you come to see the old people and to pay the respect, and I think you come to see the young people who were here, like you. I remember you, I remember you, I remember that one. I'm getting old and I don't have my glasses. I come to see the youth of Zambia, the youth of South Africa, to see where you have been and what you have been doing, and at some point to say what we have been doing, because we've been extremely busy. So we come to see the old people and pay our respect. We come to see the new people. I come to lay on the ground and apologize to my branch in Ottridgeville for my absence. I come to meet the new leadership who I haven't had the honor or the pleasure to meet over the last 9 years, and to see where it is we can go from there. We'll make 2 quick points. Kwame Ture says that the greatest crime that anyone could commit is the crime of being ungrateful.
Sir.
We have made and we will make many mistakes in our life, but being ungrateful is not, at this point, one of them. We will be forever grateful to the youth of PASMA and PECO and Chris and the other constituent structures of PAC for enabling and empowering the new Black Panther Party to come here. Many of them, most of them, this is their first trip outside of the United States. And you don't know what gift you have given to them by making their first entree home in Azania. So we just want to sit in the back like a fly on the wall and just watch the interaction, watch the dialogue. We're forever grateful for the new Black Panther Party for enabling and empowering us to come here. Frankly, we did not have the resources. And frankly, our work is so crushing, so overwhelming, that honestly, we did not believe that we had the time to take from the work that we are doing, not selfishly, but we have to push the struggle forward. We want to thank Malik Zulu Shabazz, Attorney Malik Zulu Shabazz, Chairman of the new Black Panther Party, and the new Black Panther Party for consistently cussing us and fussing us to make sure that we are on this delegation, and for helping enable and empower us to come here with contributions toward the tickets. And then we went to our old people and just said, pack your underwear and get your ass on the plane and give us a report when you come back. It is good to be home.
Yes, sir.
It is extremely good to be home. Let me do two things. Let me talk about Malik and the new Black Panther Party very quickly, and what we consider to be its moment in history. And then let me real quickly talk about Azania, PAC, and especially the youth of Azania, and what we consider to be your moment of history. The history of PAC and the movement in the United States is old. We can take it back hundreds of years. We can certainly say that two events, the sit-in demonstrations of students and youth in February of 1960 that sent college students into the civil rights movement in the United States and changed the face of the United States and the world, occurred on, I think, February 4th, 1960. Within 3 months, 50,000 had gone to jail, broke their backs. You've heard the history of Martin Luther King. You've heard the history of Malcolm X. You've heard a little bit, and you will, since this is the 50th anniversary, you will turn your TV off with all the documentaries they are producing, rewriting our history and writing us out of our history, just like they have attempted to write you out. They write us out. We will black ourselves out. Because we made history.
No compromise.
And we asked nobody's permission.
That's right.
None of them. Within 1 month, from the student sit-ins in Greensboro, North Carolina, to Sharpeville. To Sharpeville. It is Sharpeville that perked the consciousness of the world. They say that Africa, 1960 is the year of Africa. And that's true in the sense that all these most of these little neo-colonialist puppet regimes that call themselves AU today became so-called independent in 1960. But it is because of Sharpeville. It is because of Sharpeville that these colonial regimes were forced to give them this sham illusion of independence, which we are suffering from today and will suffer as they try to celebrate this 50 years of neocolonialism and corruption called the AU. You don't know your place in history. You don't know your place in history. From 61 to 63, the youth of Azania, the youth of the United States, and other youth of the world put the youth in the streets and changed the world. Not like we planned, but certainly better than our parents, our grandparents, or our great-grandparents have, even though the difference is no more than that. We put the youth in the streets again. The high school students, 250,000 of us boycotted high school and elementary school, October 22nd in Chicago. They're going to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the March on Washington, but none will permit us to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the student movement that put 250,000 kids in the streets in Chicago and in 10 cities across the north. Because they know if we put them in the streets again, we'll make changes the likes of which the world has never seen. The elementary school students and the high school students of 63 became the college students of 66 through 75. Black power and black consciousness. Black power and black consciousness. And those of us who know the real history of South Africa know the role PAC played in the black consciousness movement.
That's true.
No disrespect. And then 76, Soweto Rebellion. And then 83, the townships ungovernable. And then 87, and then 94. Every 5 to 7, maximum 10 years. The youth of Azania, a new generation, moves. You must be conscious of what you have done in history and the role that you have played in history, Because if you are not conscious of that history, you will not know your history. Yes, I am a member of PAC, and have been since really 1967, though not officially. Because at that point in time, PAC did not officially have chapters outside, except people born in the Zambia. What you don't know, and I'll just give you some quick history. It is Kwame Ture who built the Black Panther Party.
That's right. Straight up.
And they don't even know our name.
Right. Right. Teach.
They don't even know they don't even know their own history.
Teach.
And they know I know that.
Right.
And they know I will tell that. It is Kwame Ture
Got to say that.
who built the Black Panther Party.
No doubt about that.
From February 65 to July 4, 69, when he resigned because of irrevocable ideological differences.
Yes, sir.
And we ordered him to resign
Yes, sir.
because we had resigned earlier.
Before that. That's right.
The day Fred Hamilton walked into office and said he's a Marxist, Leninist, I called the Communist Party USA in Chicago up and said, Ishmael, bring them somebody over here to teach them how to spell it. Because no one will determine my ideology for me. Kwame Ture was appointed the Field Marshal of the Black Panther Party on June 29, 1967.
Actual fact.
When he was in London, England, on his way for his world tour.
That's right.
He therefore, technically speaking, was the first Black Panther Party internationally
Teach.
outside the United States. Yet they wipe that fact
Oh,
out
yeah.
of history. When Huey Newton was arrested in Oakland, California for allegedly shooting a cop, I hope the hell he did. Because we suffered too much for it to not have happened. And his dead statute of limitations does not apply to dead people, so we can move on.
Right.
The first Free Huey demonstration was organized by PAC in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. Kwame Ture had met Miriam Makeba
Yeah.
in Conakry, Guinea, but couldn't hook up. So he rolled into Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, stayed at David and Elizabeth Sebeko's house. And Ethel Minor, who was the secretary, called him up and said Huey's in jail. The first Free Huey demonstration was organized by PAC in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, at the U.S. Embassy. And I'm not sure, but I think that David and Elizabeth Sebeko were members of the old Black Panther Party. That I'm not sure of, because so many of the old timers are dead and we're looking for the history. But there is a history that goes back 40 years between PAC and the Panther Party.
Good teacher.
Kwame Ture asked every liberation movement in Cuba, in Hanoi, in Algeria, and in Conakry, Cairo, Damascus, Syria, Jordan, and one other country that were bases. Could he join? They all said no, except PAC. PAC, Kwame was a member of APLA, training with APLA's cadre in Guinea, and with Sabela Fama, I call it Sabelo Fama, folks in Dar es Salaam. I don't want to say too much more, but we have a common history. Some of us have grown up and grown older in the struggle. We've not seen each other for years. We've not talked with each other for years. We frankly don't know what each other has been doing. This is an opportunity, thanks to your invitation to the new Black Panther Party, thanks for the new Black Panther Party's ability to come and to let me tag along. We have a lot of work to do these few days. And the work is not mainly the work on the stage or at the cemeteries or at, there's a lot of midnight oil that needs to be burned, so when we leave here at the end of the week, whenever, we are much closer and much stronger together having come here than we've ever been in before.
Yes, sir.
This is a moment in history. We'll conclude it by saying, as Sanchifo Kwame Nkrumah suggests, that there are moments in history that are hard to discern, yet fatal if let slip by. I'm a socialist, I'm a revolutionary, I'm a dialectical materialist. I'll take the flip side. If there are moments in history that are nothing but disaster, and certainly the Pan-Africanist movement, the socialist movement worldwide has seen disaster after disaster after disaster since at least 1989, then it must also, dialectically speaking, be hope. There are moments in history that are also pregnant with possibility for change,
Yes.
with catalytic leaps, with the ability to move things forward. I am here, again, thanks to the New Black Panther Party, Malik, and your invitation, because I believe that this is one such possible moment
Yes.
that we must seize. That we must seize. Not surrender, not compromise, and not betray. Again, thank you.
Thank you very much, Comrade Bob. I'm going to hand over to the pastor to make few remarks before we move on to wrapping up our program for
I'll say
today.
one quick thing. I do want to acknowledge and say that this delegation would not be possible without Sister Camila Shabazz's efforts in organizing.
Yes.
She's as critical as anyone, and I want us to give her a round of applause.
Train the woman. Train the nation. Train the nation.
Go ahead.
Over to you.
I just want to say, well, I am Pastor Ted Sutton, the youth pastor in Maryland Church of God in Christ, but I'm not your average pastor, per se. One of the things, first I had to say, y'all warmed my heart to the way that y'all welcomed us. I had to say that, and I've been telling people on the plane, I said, I'm waiting for the time, because at some point I'm going to go and kiss the ground. And I said, and I'm going to say, we were kidnapped, but we made it back.
Yes, sir.
It may have took us a little while,
40 years.
but we got here. And this is very significant to me. See, because I didn't just start out this way. Actually, I'm one of the younger people that they wrote a series called The Wire on HBO. I was very violent. I've probably handled every type of firearm that you may think exists. Myself, this means a lot to me. My godfather was a man named Little Melvin Williams, the man they featured for American Gangster. I did not start with this mind frame. But what ended up happening was when I did change, and when God changed me, I ended up dedicating my life to not allowing the same young men to die the same way that my friends did.
Yes, sir.
And I've been going around the country working with the Bloods in California, and Crips in Little Rock, Arkansas, Vice Lords, Gangster Disciples, Chicago, Junior Black Mafia, Philadelphia, Insane Vice Lord, Jackson, Mississippi, the 515 Boys, London, the Rasta Boys, Montego Bay, Jamaica. Some of the other young men down in Haiti, the Johnson, the Burgers in the UK. See, to be here is very special because I was as violent as you could possibly get. But I tell people now, they called me Crazy Ted. But I tell them, don't get it twisted. When the man from the Rolling Stone magazine interviewed me on last January, and they asked me, how did you change from being Crazy Ted? And I said, don't get it twisted. I didn't stop being Crazy Ted. I said, I changed my foundational belief system, so now I know what's worth dying for.
Right.
And we have to challenge these poverty pimps
Teach.
Yes, sir.
who have made themselves self-proclaimed community leaders.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And they don't know anybody in the community.
That's right.
Come on now.
Teach.
Go ahead.
And they have received rewards and checks.
That's right.
And they still getting paid, sister. But see, I'm a firm believer that this group right now of young men that's out there that's killing each other because they don't know who they are and whose they are.
That's true.
Because they're killing brothers that look just like them, and they don't want to kill themselves, so they kill the brother that looks just like them. But I'm convinced that if you can tap into that energy, that if you can get some of these young men to start believing in themselves
Yes, sir.
and start believing in what to fight for.
That's right.
See, because I'm not saying I ain't saying they won't kill. And they've proved that they will die.
That's right.
The problem is they don't know what to do with it.
That's
Teach.
right. Teach.
Teach.
Some of the wrong people.
So it is an honor to be here. I feel welcome.
Yes, sir.
I feel welcome that I'm home.
Yes, sir.
I feel welcome that we've been brainwashed.
Yes, sir.
And a lot of people have taught us that this is not a good place and this is where our home was.
Right.
Come on now, say it.
Teach.
How could somebody that a state's attorney said this young man should not be allowed to go back into the community? I've been arrested for racketeering, loan sharking, handgun, assault with a handgun, and strong arming. The thing is that how can that same person have received the National Dr. Martin Luther King Award, and I've been going around the world working with young people all around the world, and I don't go in the good place. I tell them, take me to the hood.
Right.
But I'm closing up now, but I wanted to share that with you.
Yes, sir.
See, even on my Facebook, they know me as Ted Freedom Fighter Sutton, because I'm a freedom fighter.
Sir.
And if you ain't free here, we ain't free nowhere.
That's right.
And we ain't free in the U.S., we ain't free in Africa.
That's right.
Come on, say that.
And we gotta break down these barriers. This ain't a Muslim problem.
Right.
Right.
This ain't a problem that's for Africans
Right.
here in Africa.
Right.
Right.
This ain't a problem for the brothers that's in the hood in the U.S.
Right.
Right.
They don't care if you are AKA or a Q.
That's right.
They don't care if you're a Jehovah's Witness or Church of God in Christ.
That's right.
When that police officer say, I want all those niggas to get out of the car,
That's what he said.
it mean all of you.
Yes, sir.
Teach.
Wait.
And people don't give you respect. You have to demand.
That's right.
Yeah.
Take it.
So when you say them words, no compromise.
Say
No
that.
surrender.
Go ahead.
And when you follow it up and you say no surrender,
No compromise.
you let them know that down to the last baby,
Come on, black man. Say it.
down to the last 2-year-old,
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
give me liberty or give me death.
Yes, sir.
That's right.
That's right.
I ain't backing up.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
And just as crazy as I was in the street, I know what's worth dying for now.
That's right.
And y'all can come together and we need to get these soldiers and get their minds on the right thing so
Yes,
they can
sir.
know what to fight for. Black
That's
power.
Black power. Thank you very much. Indeed, it is clear that we share the same struggles. And forward ever.
Backwards never.
Backwards never.
Forward never.
Moving forward, we're going to have Comrade Inzia, who's going to do the program outline. And after him, we're going to have our national organizer doing announcements if we have any. And then we will close and give our brothers time to rest
And sisters.
and sisters, brothers and sisters. Black power!
Black power.
Black power!
Black power.
Let us have Comrade Inzia.
Izwe lethu
Yeah, Africa.
iAfrika
Izwe.
also feel honored to give outline of the program. But I must say that I was earlier inspired. I spoke to the comrades through the Black Power. It is the one that you interviewed about Sharpeville.
Yes.
And as we were talking, I was highly inspired. But I'm also inspired today because this is a very historic moment. It is the moment that will unify the PAC, that will unify the Pan-Africanists.
Yes.
I think it's a very key moment today. And as you speak, I was imagining, I was seeing 6 ships, 6 ships that made us to be what we are today. I saw Ship Nina, Santa Marina, and Pinta. I saw dromedaries, Hudehuo,
Yes.
and Rich.
And
Those are the ships that make us what we are. And I see the twin gods, colonialism and capitalism.
Yes.
In saving that, you were taken away from Africa,
That's right.
saving those two twin gods.
That's right.
We are here because of those 2 twin gods. I'm very honored, I'm very pleased to see you here, comrades, before I outline the program. And we have been understanding that our program is the same. When you say Black Power, we say Izweletu, which of course we link that is for you, comrades. Izweletu are the aims and objectives of the Pan-Africanist Congress, which of course the PAC urges every member of the PAC all the time to say Izweletu.
Africa.
Africa.
Izweletu.
Which to you, comrades, because today you are going to be members of the PAC today, which means that one, rally and unite the African people under the banner of African nationalism. Fight for the overthrow of white domination.
Yes, sir.
Fight for the establishment of African national self-determination. Strive for an establishment of an Africanist socialist democracy, recognizing the primacy of the material and spiritual interests of an individual, an advancement of the cultural, educational, and economic advancement of the African people, the projection of the African personality, and the unification of the continent. That is at our heart.
Yes, sir.
This is what we live for.
Yes.
Izweletu
Africa.
So we all live for that. So we hope, I don't want to make a speech, we hope you are going to be members of the PAC, and this coming together will help towards forming one single Pan-Africanist movement throughout the continent.
No doubt.
As Kwame Nkrumah took the Black Star of Marcus Garvey and took the flag of Ethiopia and turned it around. And that Black Star which he put into Ghana said, it meant, there's no Black Star, but it said, that star, there is a Black Star. He said, an African man or black man, this symbolizes where you are, you must shine. Despite the conditions that you are in.
Yes, sir.
That's right.
So you must always shine
Yes,
Yes.
as a black man or as an African.
That's right.
So we hope that we are going to shine.
Yes.
Now we are going to shine.
Yes, sir.
It is the time. Of course, this moment is very important today. And we can see that the gains of Pan-Africanism has been reversed. So it is our duty, once again, to ensure that the gains of Pan-Africanism goes forward. We can see today in Kenya, people are voting on tribal line. You see, it is reversed. We can see, okay, there are movements in Zimbabwe to divide Zimbabwe again into Matebele and the Shona land. We see in Kenya where people are saying they want Mombasa to be independent. The slicing of Africa again is propagated by the imperialists. We are aware. We are aware that our people suffer from HIV, which of course was engineered at Fort Derrick in the Maryland, in the US.
That's right.
As part
That's right.
of biological warfare.
That's right, sir.
So it is clear we must understand those things. If we understand our problem, we'll be able to have a solution.
Sir.
Coming to the program, as the comrades have already welcomed you, today, of course, after this welcoming, you'll be going to where you are supposed to sleep or where you'll be staying. And from then on, of course, tomorrow morning, it is Sharpeville. The comrades will organize the transport for you to Sharpeville. Up until 3 o'clock, we have estimated up until 3 o'clock. After 3 o'clock, after Sharpeville, around 8 o'clock in the evening, we'll be taking you to Market Theatre. In the Market Theatre, there is a play called The Cader. That play talks about an experience of an Appler Cader. So we have already booked for the show. You'll be going there just to relax and watch the play. That is on the 21st.
Beautiful.
And on the 22nd, of course, from morning, it will be the tour of Soweto, going to different historical places in Soweto. You will end up at Berea at Baba Buntu's place. Uvel. And then the next day, of course, is 23rd. On the 23rd, it is the trip to Pretoria. You will be going to see the gallows, where many of Poko combatants were hanged. You will go to see that place. You will also go to Eastras, where Poko combatants were buried 5 in a grave. So you'll see that some of those important places, and you'll be able to meet some veterans and the youth in Pretoria.
Sir.
Of course, on the 24th, it is a day planned for an international day on Pan-Africanism in Pimville. That's where you are supposed to speak now. On the 24th, it's like where you are going to be teaching. You'll be teaching. There will be other speakers, of course. We'll be talking about Pan-Africanism, the importance of Pan-Africanism and Pan-African unity.
Yes.
So that is on the 24th.
Beautiful. Thank you so much.
So, of course, on the 25th, I'm not sure on the 25th because I learned some comrades will be going to Zimbabwe. But what we have planned for the 26th is that when you return, now you relax on the 26th, we go to Johannesburg Zoo, you go and see the
Big fight.
So that is that.
Appreciate you.
And then of course the 27th we will be leaving. But of course we have left it open. Even the leadership will also add where you'll be discussing the leadership of the PAC. How are you going to be interacting from here on? There is another aspect on the 22nd that I forgot, because we learned as there are most of you are Muslims. What we did, there are comrades who are also Muslims, On Friday, we have arranged that at half past 12 you go to mosque. So they will be waiting for you, and they also wanted to know whether there is a mulana in you or amongst you here, so that they can let you lead the prayers at the mosque. So, but there is that aspect also. We have also accommodated.
Thank you so much.
There will be media and press interviews in between, but I would like Comrade Nguruma to. Oh, I'm doing that.
Thank you. That's beautiful, sir.
Yes, it is.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Comrade Nzie. I think when it comes to media, we've got a number of media houses that would want to interview you. I think also from tomorrow they'd like to interview Comrade Malik. It's the Star newspaper, and of course the others that will be available for tomorrow's event. We are moving. We are moving to the closure of the mini program, because I understand that we've had a long day. We've all had a long day. I'm going to hand over to Comrade Twandi, who also had a very long day from Limpopo. Briefly, Comrade, any announcements, and then we do closure. Comrade Nkanyezi, you will lead us with Isiba.
Motto, serve, suffer, sacrifice. Motto, serve, suffer, sacrifice.
It's really appreciated, brothers and sisters, for you to sacrifice, to come here and be part of us. It's a day wherein we are going to dedicate ourselves. That's why we took a conscious decision. Those of us who are Muslims will know, we normally say, basically we are saying we seek a refuge in Allah from the accursed devil. And on the basis of that, in seeking refuge, you can't seek refuge in a brother. And because the ruling party today has decided to belittle the contribution and the sacrifices made by those who died on that day, by turning that into a music festival. As members of the Pan-Africanist Congress of Tanzania, we have taken a conscious decision that we will have our own separate event, sponsored or not sponsored, so that our African brothers can commemorate and rededicate their lives to the cause for which people paid the ultimate sacrifice. We will have our separate event. We know that there will be moves to confuse you to go to that disco event. And we are saying we can't go there. We can't allow the sacrifices that were made by our people to be turned into some jamboree, into some festival where people drink. And therefore we will be going our separate ways. It's a conscious decision. We know people will try to drive a wedge. I've heard Brother Malik talking about trust. And it's very, very important as we go forward, because we know that there will be people who will try to drive a wedge about the unity that we are trying to forge, a unity that is principled, a unity that is guided by our ideology. And once more, thank my sister. I would have loved you to speak, but probably tomorrow you'll have an opportunity. And as we go on tomorrow, brothers and sisters, we need to remember those who are still in prison here in Azania, members of the Azanian People's Liberation Army, Brother Abu Jamal, who's still incarcerated, if memory serves me well, in jail in the state side, and say, let's continue the fight. We owe it to those who passed away. We also owe it to those who are still in jail. Even as we are in jail, we're still in jail. It's no difference from Brother Jamal, who's still there incarcerated. But brothers, that's the only announcement that I have on my side to say we'll be having our separate event. Thank you very much. It has been a long day. Tomorrow we want people fresh, because we will be showing the world
Yes,
that we won't be bored.
Yes.
We will be showing the world that nobody can divide us from our brothers. Israel too.
Yeah, Africa.
Thank you very much.
But lastly, as the national organizer of the PAC, I won't be doing my duty. I've got forms, brothers and sisters.
Appreciate that. Point of information. How much is national dues?
It's less than $1 a year. Am I right? Yes. Yes, a year.
Okay, well,
Yes.
be fair for 100 years.
Yes.
That's no money.
In closing, my Africans, I'd like to thank the leadership of the PAC
Absolutely.
Thank you.
throughout. I'm not leaving anyone outside. I'd like to thank our brothers and sisters for arriving safely
Thank you.
in Azania. I would also like to thank members, ordinary members of the party, who took it upon themselves to say we are going to leave anything and everything that we're doing because we are going to welcome our brothers. Indeed, what I see with the spiritual eye is that we are going to have a very enjoyable time. Revolutionary time, of course. And I wanted to say, actually, I would like to wish the comrades a healthy political or revolutionary time with us.
Yes, yes, appreciate you.
And in closing, we're going to have one of our comrades who will lead us in one of our songs, Isibane. And we close, and thank you very much for letting me be the driver of this mini program. He's the lead.
You are great.
Black power. Black power. Black power. He's the lead. The Africa here too.
Ndiyisivane sethu maqhawe aseAzania ukufa kwenu akusoze kulibale ukufa kwenu kuyakukhanyisa indlela yabo bonke abaphansi kwencindezelo ndiyisivane sethu maqhawe aseAzania ukufa kwenu akusoze kulibale ukufa kwenu kuyakukhanyisa indlela yabo bonke abaphansi kwencindezelo ndiyisibane sethu maqhawe aseAzania ukufa kwenu akusoze kulibale ukufa kwenu kuyakukhanyisa indlela yabo bonke abaphansi kwencindezelo sozibutha izibhamu sikho ngaso sonke isikhathi nibe isibane sethu maqhawe sozibutha izibhamu sikho ngaso sonke isikhathi nibe isibane sethu maqhawe ngaphandle kwesibhamu wanathula empi ngaphandle kwezinhlamvu zezitha alizange niphelelwe ithemba lapho khona nathi phambili ngenguqulelo ngaphandle kwesibhamu wanathula empi ngaphandle kwezinhlamvu zezitha niphelelwe ithemba lapho khona nathi phambili ngenguqulelo Suzibutha isiphamu siqonde ngaso sonke isikhathi nibe isibane sethu maqhawe
Africa. Long live the spirit of Fania Muchopeng, long live. Long live the spirit of Mangaliso, Robert Sobuke, long live. Peace, Africa. Viva Black Panther, Viva. No surrender. Viva Apla Forces, Viva.
Akwinubuya kukhanyisa indlela yabo bonke abaphansi kwencindezelo isiphamu siqonde phambili ngenguqulelo Suzibutha isiphamu siqonde
kantle ho PAC. So ke challenge o rona Maafrika hore ka je ko re etsang ntho history. Hona jwale ke 1913 Maafrika re etsang ntho history. Boso bukwe ba yentse taba ka 1960. Generation ya ka le wena e etsang ka 2013. Ke potso e tlameleng re ipotse yona, mme re tle ka leqheka kapo ka plani ya ho re etsang e tlo fetolang bophelo ba batho. Hona le motho e mong ya nare di-philosopher ntho ya bona fela ku analyzer ku sheba lefatshe, empa taba ku fetola moruo, ku fetola lefatshe. So ha re beng jwalo Maafrika ka 2013, yes, ha re hopoleng Sharpeville, mara re ipotseng hore ka 2013 re tlo fetola jwang dintho re etseng history. Izwe le Africa. Izwe lethu Maafrika ke batle ke le bala ntho e kgolo ka jeno re na le batjhaki ba tswang mose.
Today we have visitors from overseas.
Ba itse
They said
hara mekgatlo ena kaofela ya
in all the organizations
mo Azania,
in Azania, occupied Azania,
ba batla ho tjhakela PAC.
they like to visit the Pan-Africanist Congress of Azania, which is PAC. Karibu, you're welcome.
Batjhaki ba rona
Our visitors,
ba tswa ho the New Black Panther Party.
they are from the Black Panther Party, New Black Panther Party in the USA.
Ba tsamaya le moetapele wa bona,
They are with their president, chairperson,
e leng Dr. Malik Shabazz.
Dr. Malisha Bass.
Kopa le bo mshapele matsoho. Ba tsamaya hape
They are with as well.
le mokgatlo ona wa Ntate Farrakhan,
They are also with the organization of Mr. Farrakhan,
o bitswang Nation of Islam.
the Nation of Islam.
Hape ho bona ho na le ba ipitsang
Amongst themselves again,
All African People's Revolutionary Party.
they are all African People's Revolutionary Party.
O no ipotse ntho eo hobaneng ba kgethile ho tla Azania
Ask
ba
yourself
tjhakela PAC.
why they came to visit the PAC.
Hobane ba tseba hore ha hona ntho e tla etsahalang ya history
They know that there is nothing will happen in the history
ya mona Azania
in occupied Azania
ka ntle
without
ho PAC.
the PAC.
Empa ke challenge ho lona
It's a challenge to the members of the PAC
hore bo Sobukwe ba tsamaile tsela ena.
Sobukwe, they've traveled this road.
Rona ka 2013 re etsa.
We in 2013 as members of PAC, what are we doing?
Ka 1960.
In 1960,
ho na le mongodi o mongwe o thwang ke Frans Fanon.
there was a writer called Frans Fanon.
Uri Sharpeville was a historical turning point.
He's saying that Sharpeville was the historical turning point.
Jwale he ka 2013 bangodi ba tla reng ka rona.
Now in 2013, what are the writers going to say about the PAC?
Ha re etse ntho e tlameleng e etsiwe.
Let us do what is supposed to happen to liberate the African people.
Izwe le.
Okay, izwe lethu? Africa. I think our visitors have been introduced. Our tradition in Africa, we usually put stones on top of the grave. But we are having about 69. I think we just use one grave. I don't think we'll travel all 69 graves. That is an African tradition to pass a respect to those that who passed away, particularly those who fight for the freedom of the oppressed masses in this country. I don't know whether you want to say a word or what, because as African people, we are so generous. Maybe if you have a word, you can say something is fine. Only for 2 minutes if you can.
Israel,
Africa.
no compromise,
No surrender.
no surrender,
No compromise.
black power,
Black power.
black power.
Black power.
Long live Sobukwe,
Long live.
long live the PAC.
Long live the PAC.
It is my honor and our honor from the United States of America and the new Black Panther Party and those who have come with us from the Nation of Islam and the All-African People's Revolutionary Party. It is an honor for us to return home and to return home on such a serious occasion to honor those who gave their lives so that we may be free. And so we just want to thank you for welcoming us. Thank you to the leadership of the PAC. Thank you to you, my dear beloved brothers and sisters here on the African continent. You bring tears to our eyes. We feel so warm and so welcome. And we look forward to the rest of the day's activity. Izweletu.
Africa.
Africa.
Our visitors will put stones on top of the grave. Maybe they will take one grave. Thereafter, we are going to the monuments, where we are going to show you where these people were shot and dead by the apartheid regime. Singabetik, which you can put.
Sinombuzo kuwe Sinombuzo kuwe Fosta Sinombuzo kuwe Bata Sinombuzo kuwe Lelo kasi lama Sania Napalala Esha Pafe Napalala Napalala Esowetu Lelo kasi lama Sania
Napalala Izweni.
Napalala Esowetu Sinombuzo Sinombuzo kuwezo
Israel.
Hello,
Somnaloma, Somnaloma,
Sojoji Zamakaya Kabi.
when you eat
Hello, Wakana. Hello, Wakana Makaya Kabi.
Somnaloma.